Yo, ¿cómo están? This is Wild on Tuesday, and thank you for joining my channel. Please remember, hit the like, the subscribe, and bell for future notifications. It does sound like I'm begging here, but I am. Well, this week we're going to be hitting up a topic that I get a lot on messages. People always ask me what the pros and cons of joining a motorcycle club is. So we're going to hit that topic right after the intro. Let's go. Yo, ¿cómo están? It's Wild on Tuesday, and thank you for coming back after the intro. This is a beautiful morning. It's early morning, 50 degrees. I can see downtown from a distance. There's not one freaking car in the road, so it's perfect riding conditions, and I love it. So this week, we're going to be going over a topic, the pros versus cons of being in a motorcycle club. I get messages all the time, people asking, hey, what's the positives or what's the negatives? Mostly a lot about the negatives. They want to know negatives, right? And sometimes they ask about the positives. So of course every club is going to be different. Like I say, a disclosure, every club is different. Everybody's different. Some people's pros may be someone's cons. Someone's cons may be someone's pros. But if you're in the right MC, you're going to be surrounded by brothers like a real family. People that can count on you and you can count on them. That's going to be the key. You can't always take and you can't always give. It has to be mutual ideas, help, support, tangible friends, and family love. Another thing, we surround ourselves usually with people just like us, right? It's going to be a majority of alphas. And we're all going to be kind of thinking the same to a point. I find that as a positive. Other people might see that as negative. We'll get to that later. We understand each other through our lows and highs, but mostly our lows. There's going to be at least a handful of people or a few people in each chapter that has been through what you're going through if you're down. You may be in the darkest place, and a brother will be there just to lay out a hand for help and be there. Maybe they'll just take you out on the ride. Trust me, they'll help you out. Some people in public just love us. They love bikers. You're going to see people treat you sometimes better. One of the cool things about being in a motorcycle club is that you get to meet people you will have never met otherwise. You're going to do things you've never done before. You're going to take trips across state lines, across the country. And you're going to visit people in local chapters also, obviously, in the state. And the cool thing is all the memories you'll be building. Right? It's like we say, it's the journey, not the destination. From point A to a point B, in between is where the memories are made. That being that you get a flat tire and you guys are stuck on the side of the road for 4 hours arguing. Later on, that'll be pretty funny. But it's memories that you build that they can't take away. Another thing, if you're like pissed off one day, you have emotion, anger built up, the club sometimes could be a great place to channel that. You can transition that emotion and help it to be a positive influence into the club. And like I said, your brothers will be there to help you, keep you from getting too far in trouble, losing a job, losing family. Your brothers will help you out there. One of the most important things though, since it's a motorcycle club, your riding skills will be challenged and improved dramatically. Riding side by side in pack formations, it pushes your skills and abilities. It puts you in such an unusual and difficult situation, and it teaches you how to deal with it. And also the lifestyle. One of the most important things is the lifestyle, and some people just do not understand. But it appeals to us. It fits us. It suits us. And even though the media and the LE, they judge us, some people in the general public can be really incredibly friendly and respectful to MCs. You have access to a network of knowledge when you're in a motorcycle club. You have some gray beards there that have been through everything. From bike topics to, you name it, business help, you need a job, something. There's such a network of information, a wealth of knowledge. And one of the things that a lot of people don't talk about is The club will be there to support your family in case something happens to you. They'll help your family get fundraising going to pay for medical expenses, unfortunately for a funeral. But the club will be there. I can just keep going with the pros. There's a lot of pros. So if you guys in the want to put in the comment section the positives and negatives, and we can start some discussions down there, because like I said, it's going to be a mixed thing. We're going to go to the cons right now, the negatives. Because sometimes belonging to a group, especially one that rides a lot, it requires personal adaptation, right? Everybody's going to be different personalities. You have to adapt. Some people are not going to get along. I don't care if they say it's not going to be hunky-dory, everybody gets along family. Like I said, it goes back to alphas, right? A lot of alphas. We're going to be bumping some chests sometimes. You're going to have to sacrifice sometimes your some freedoms and comfort. There's going to be a lot of politics and rivalries. Some people can't handle a structured hierarchy. They can't. They join a club thinking, oh, it's just going to be like badass biker freedom and do whatever the fuck I please. Well, that's not the case. There's actually a lot of structure. There's more rules in an MC than people think. And it shocks people sometimes. Okay, next, sometimes, like I said, you have brothers that help you and they're going to ask for help, but sometimes it's in the weirdest hours. You may get a call at 3, 4 in the morning and you go help them out, but it could be something, a little bothersome sometimes. A big one for some people is cost, right? You got to remember now, you're going to be riding sometimes a lot more with a motorcycle club. You're going to participate in events. You have club expenses, club dues, maintenance on your bike. A lot of those maintenances are going to increase, like you're going to put more mileage on their bike. So a lot of those benchmarks are going to be met quicker. So some people don't know how much it costs to join a motorcycle club. So sometimes it's good to ask, someone near there what the club dues are and how much they ride, so you can get an idea. And same thing, discipline, right? There's a lot of people that might not have discipline, carry that pride. So if that's you, MC might not be for you. As a hang-around and a prospect, you're going to do a lot of grunt work. And some people have just too much pride. And they have to let that go. And after you become a patch brother, you're going to have to do things that you're going to disagree with. And that's for the good of the club or your brothers. And just because you disagree doesn't mean it's right or wrong, but you're going to end up doing it. So that's a negative thing for some people. And like I said, the politics can be can be much. You will be tested from time to time. You got to remember, that patch does not make you tough. You should be tough before you put that patch on. Because you don't want to get caught acting tough, thinking a patch is going to protect you. Either you're tough or you're not. And it's okay if you're not, as long as you're brave and stand your ground. Cops will profile you, okay? You're going to get pulled over for nothing but wearing a patch. If you carry a gun, you may be put in jail, because some rules in different states, they consider you a quote-unquote gang member. And anybody with a group of 3 or more with the same insignias is considered a gang in Texas. So that could be a con. The media doesn't understand us, right? They love portraying us like this movie biker gang characters. So that's going to be a negative thing, which feeds the public. Drama does happen, right? Like I said, you have a bunch of alphas together. You can't expect a freaking tea party all the times. One of the biggest things that causes disturbance are old ladies and girls. I'm not kidding. The majority of issues are caused by girls. So that's, even though it could be a positive being around a lot of girls, but it could be a lot of drama. And also, club affiliation can be an issue with an employer. Some employers won't like what club you belong to. That being an EMT, MC, or something, I see people get fired. Sometimes you see people live two totally different lives because they have to. And it becomes difficult sometimes, and there's going to clash sooner or later. And at times, like I said, club demands can put strain on a relationship. So we have to remember to focus on our old ladies when we do have the time. If it's important to you about your relationship. So you got to make sure you put time. Remember, you have a couple commitments. Joining a motorcycle club is a lot of commitment. It's not like it's almost like another job sometimes. It could be another 40-hour job. So a lot of people can see that as a con. But I love it all right? From the negatives and the bad things, right? It's just like a relationship. Nothing is perfect. No MC is perfect. Not one. But if it's perfect for you, right? It's just like a girl. Might not be the perfect girl. She has negatives, but you're willing to live with those negatives because the positives for you outweigh everything. And it's the same thing. I believe that the positives outweigh all the negatives. No matter the negatives sound longer, but the positives, there's a lot of positives. I didn't just list them. So again, that's it in a nutshell. If you guys can leave in the comment section negatives and positives of being an MC if you have experience, that'd be great. If you like the video, please hit the like, the subscribe, and the bell for future notifications. Till next week, much love and respect. Peace.